Good night, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And I am here. I want to explain 5 materials from our lecturer, Mr. Rudiarmans, as our lecturer give us work to make again this video about middle exam. So I want to explain how was it that materials that we learn at this time, and I want to explain it again with my own description. And let's go. The first is, what is interpersonal speaking? Interpersonal communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, and feelings between two or more people through verbal or non-verbal methods. Usually includes direct exchange of information by voice, facial expression, body language. The level of a person's interpersonal communication skills is measured by the effectiveness of delivering message to anyone who usually talks to you. And interpersonal communication that is commonly used in our habits or communicating with people around family, your parents, and it could be in your office where you work. Besides, conversation nowadays make up most interpersonal communication. Your environment or office is very good, maybe, I guess. And next is, what is communicative competence and actional competence? Okay, communicative competence implies grammatical knowledge of language, user of syntax, morphology, phonology, and the like, as well as no social knowledge of how and when to use speech appropriately. The study of communicative competence in linguistics originated as a response to the perceived inadequacy of the ideas we usually use. Communicative language teaching includes the application of communicative competence. The understanding of communicative competence is influenced by the fields of pragmatics and philosophy of language, including speech and word. Action competencies are competencies to guide appropriate action, abilities, attitude, and evaluates willingness and opportunity to act because it is based of a deliberate act on doing something to achieve and better results for the environment and sustainability. The action competency framework offers 6 aspects that support development sensibility around us. The 6 aspects are experience, reflection, knowledge, taking action for sustainability, and connectedness. Each aspect has a definition underneath to provide continued understanding to users how to understand. And next, what is the language function that occurs in interpersonal speaking? Interpersonal dialogue is a dialogue that you simply because there is something or somebody around you. Interpersonal communication is the sending and receiving or information between two or more people. Interpersonal communication is a process of exchange. The receiver is the one to whom the information is sent. Expression observations. When we express an observations, the information we take in or have taken. As we know, it occurs in the first steps to perfection checking in process when you are trying to make a sense of an experience. Expressing observation in a descriptive rather than evaluative way can reduce the experience defensive, defensiveness, defensiveness, which facilitates competent of communication. Expressing those we take various of observation and interpreting them to give them meaning. Our observation are based on information. Our dogs are connected to our beliefs and our attitudes. We are expected to express dog based on the observation to help reach conclusion about someone's guilt or innocence. And next is what is the use of doing interpersonal speaking. Most of engage in some form interpersonal communication on regular basis, often many times a day. How we communicate with others in a measure of interpersonal skills. There is interpersonal communication is a key life key life skills and can be used to give and collect information, influence the attitudes and behavior for or of others, and form contacts and maintain relationship, make sense of the world and our experience in it, express personal needs and understand the needs of others, give and receive emotional support and decisions and solve problems, anticipate and predict behavior and regulate power. And what is the barriers to effective interpersonal communication and how to overcome it? Sentiment. When people communicate ideas, recipients can feel how the sender delivered. Very often, messages are interpreted differently by each person's emotion may overwhelm communication. Because of the misunderstood idea or opinion should avoid when someone is upset or angry, because at the time one cannot think rationally. Next is filtering, manipulating information that is communicates with the recipient that goal. Sometimes people tend form message to be heard benefit the recipient, therefore filtering necessary information may be fraud or hoax. Message full information, excessive information about the current situation may be sometimes lead to you to be mistaken. For example, you pass information to each room or the same house. Each house has the same address to convey information. Humans only receive the information that it needed to be processed. Because we receive with irrelevant information will make it difficult for us to convey the information, and the recipient will often misunderstand or do not understand at all what the sender is telling him. Next, defense. Humans must reject mutual understanding. When they feel that they are difficult situation, defense is usually attack what the sender said to us, issued unkind criticism, questioning their motives, or being overly judgmental about difference. And next is how overcoming the barriers to effectual interpersonal communication. And we see next is first we need simply language. Use simply language to that easy for the recipient to catch or understand what you say or the sender says. And next is emotion control. Say it clearly. Hold your emotion when conveying it because it can spoil a serious situation. This is useful for dealing with a sentimental people. Listen carefully. Get used to listening carefully and don't interrupt the conversation. And the last is use feedback. This is done to fit out whether the recipient has understood or not. This is where feedback is needed. And that's all I know about that the materials. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you next time.
お前はもう
Yeah, 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 yeah.
死んでいる
I just don't know how, but when I'm with you, feel like time flies by. I need you by my side, you're always on my mind. You always make me smile, and I don't know why.